I'm Tricia Capistrano, and today I'm the face of America. When I first moved to the United States, I thought that it was going to be very open-minded. There would be, the systems of government were very fair. There was a lot of accountability. There was no corruption. So after all these years here, I've been here 22 years now, I'm finding that there are some similarities from where I came from. It's also interesting, it's who you know. So it's not as perfect as I thought it would be. My name is Tricia Capistrano. I'm an immigrant from the Philippines. I moved to the US in 1996. I have a corporate job, but during all my free time, I write essays and short stories. I think it's very important for me to share my story as an immigrant. As a Filipino who was born in the Philippines, because the Philippines was a former colony of the United States, and not too many people know that. I also want to share my story as a member of a mixed-race family and also a mother of a gender non-conforming child. My son, when he was 3, identified as a boy-girl. So my husband and I were very confused. We didn't have any gay or lesbian relatives. So we saw a specialist here in New York City, and he said that there was a 75% chance that our son would be gay, and then 25% that he would be straight, and then 1% that he would be transgender. So we were told that the best that we could do, it was really hard at that time because we didn't know what he was going to be, but we were told the best that we could do is to provide a loving and supportive home for him. So that's what we've done. If he wanted to play with trains, we let him play with trains. If he wanted to play with Barbies, we bought him Barbies. Whoever he wanted to play with, we supported him. And now he's 15 years old, very confident. He's a ballet dancer. And I think a lot of it is because we had that loving and supportive home for him. He's white passing, but then he identifies as an Asian person. So I'm not so when we watch movies, he identifies as the person of color, but I think he benefits from looking white, so he's not harassed. I think that if he is harassed, it's because he looks gay, or he has makeup, or he has a gesture that people find that does not fit into their stereotype of what a boy should be. There's been so much talk about diversity in the United States for so many years, but it seems like there hasn't been enough change. So I feel like people should continue working for that change. All these civil rights laws have passed, but still the minorities don't have equal footing. There's a lot of discrimination. They're being looked at as subpar than the majority. The hurricane in Puerto Rico really affected me because Puerto Rico is under the United States. They're considered American citizens, and I felt that they were not supported by the US government, by US citizens in general. A month before, there was a hurricane in Texas, and the response, the calls for solidarity were very strong, but then when it came to Puerto Rico, it didn't seem that a lot of Americans wanted to support them, and I was so affected by that because these are American citizens, and just because they're brown, you don't support them, and they're part of your country. People go to the beaches for Puerto Rico. The natural resources are being used, and then the citizens are not being supported. I know Filipinos have been in the US since the 1500s. There's a lot of Chinese who came here to work on the railroads, all these generations of Asian Americans, but because we look different, people think that we're different, that they're not like us. So it's very unfortunate.